We live in a new age, and it's time for us to upgrade our tinfoil hats. Operation Tinfoil is a freedom-focused small business and trusted sponsor of this show. Their super comfortable new line of beanies and baseball caps will not only crown your skull in style, but each of these dome defenders is lined with a silver mesh that blocks up to 99% of EMF radiation from cell phone towers, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and yes, even 5G. We don't know what EMF radiation does to the brain long term, but neither do they, so don't be their guinea pig and don't wait around to find out. Get your stylish tinfoil hat of the future today at gettinfoil.com. Use the promo code SYSTEM for $10 off your order. Again, that's gettinfoil.com. Use the promo code SYSTEM for $10 off your order. Today's show is sponsored by libertarian conspiratorial fantasy author Jack Casey. Whether you're looking for a 3-book fantasy sci-fi epic of love, death, and dystopian civil war like the Royal Green series, or just looking for a quick, dark, comedic cultural commentary tale about a transsexual slayer of COVID regime vampires, like his latest book, WVW, Jack Casey Books will keep you adequately entertained and pondering the universe to your weird little heart's content. He's the Ayn Rand meets Stephanie Meyer meets somebody who actually writes entertaining books with his own unique little downer-esque flair. Find out more about Jack Casey Books at the aptly named jackcaseybooks.com. Once again, that is jackcaseybooks.com. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the least comfortable show on the web. It's The System Is Down. You know where you are. This is where we talk about the things that are going on in the world, all the darkness, all the terrifying, terrible, and hilarious darkness that we squeeze all the juice out of all the evil in the world and find a little bit of lightheartedness in it. So we're going to do that again today. And no, it's not the Florida episode yet. I've been busy. Let's get weird.
All I ask is, if we have to give these bastards our lives, we give them hell before we do!
The tragedy of our day is the climate of fear in which we live.
Talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing.
I would ask the congressman to withdraw that comment and tell us that he didn't really mean that.
Half of Trump supporters do what I call activist support.
I don't know what I said. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The Bible commands that certain people be put to death.
Thieves were possessing weapons of mass destruction. 9/11 attacks were carried out by Al Qaeda.
Handle the truth! I remember that with Matthew Moses! We are still here!
We have to say yes to social justice.
Let you know tomorrow. It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Hello, happy Hump Day to you and yours. How are you celebrating Hump Day with your family? Maybe not family. Maybe students in a school. I don't know. We're going to talk about some things. Now, before we do any of that, welcome. Welcome all of you, especially those of you who give me money. People like Stephen McKnight. Is it Stephen or Steven? I think it's Steven. Stephen McKnight, Zanger Tattoo, Grumpy Gnome, RJJC, Justin Savoy, Justico Mitchell, Silas Lane, Amy Lepore, Matthew Walrus, Danielle, Kimberly, Owen, Gid Kid, Alex Something, Sean-Luc Picard, Keith Compston, SDG, Vanzot Media, Carolina, Javari, Derek Evans, Tim Brown, Howie Snowden, Trenton, Lee, William, etc. If you want to get your name on that list and undoubtedly, maybe, perhaps one day have it read incorrectly, go on over to patreon.com/The System Is Down, where you get more weird, more raw, more offensive, more weekly content, including the after parties like today's, where we're going to be talking about one of our own. Maj Touré, perhaps you've seen some spicy rumblings going on about this man. But we're going to talk about him a bit, and we might have some disagreements, and we might break up by the end of it. Who knows? But we won't. We also, I always forget to mention the main episodes. If you don't like the Jack Casey ads or any of the other ads, you don't have to listen to them. If you're in the Downers Club, you get all the episodes of this show ad-free. And you can just listen completely uninterrupted by Jack Casey's big dumb face. Patreon.com/The System Is Down is the place to go. So go there and do that. Now, we're going to talk. It's just a normal hump day episode, which means I am joined by the one and only Mr. Dave Casey, the young. Dave, how are you doing, sir?
First of all, I sense your sarcasm with the young. you motherfucker.
I'm trying to throw you a bone. You're a young lad. You're strapping young lad.
It's dripping with irony, and I don't appreciate it, but it's fine. No, it's okay. It comes with wisdom and a great
I've seen you in that Spider-Man outfit. You still
dude. I've got soft features, but a decent physique. That of a like Brittany Griner. But
a strapping young lad, like I said.
Not as tall, not as a pronounced Adam's apple, but
not
still
nearly as masculine, but close.
Right. Not as intimidating. I'm not going to get paid for that kind of work, but we're similar.
Yeah, I hear they don't get paid either since they're WNBA.
Ooh, sick burn. No one watches women's sports.
Yep. If you were Brittany Griner, would you rather join the NBA and be one of the lower players, or the WNBA and be one of the higher players that get paid less than the lower players in the NBA because the higher players in the WNBA are lower than the lower players in the NBA? I assume.
I'd rather be top bitch in the WNBA. the one that the other bitches are intimidated by in the locker room. Just not afraid to walk out, clam out, just fuck you other, I would definitely be that.
I think your new nickname around here should be Top Bitch Dave Casey.
Top. Thank you.
Proud of it.
You're really knocking him out of the park. Super young, top bitch, Dave
Top
Casey.
bitch, super young Dave Casey. Dave, how are things in Delaware? How's Joe Biden?
Oh man, he's here almost every weekend, but you don't hear about that.
Come down, hit up wheelies.
Golf trips. Yeah. No, he's not welcome, and he wouldn't come there.
You want to serve the honorable Joe Biden? If he came asking for some.
We don't. Well, plenty of CBD for the inflammation there, sir. Oh, with the back pain.
You don't need CBD when you've got adrenochrome. Come on.
I know, that's the really good shit. If you combine the two, it's called the entourage effect. Works really, really well. But no, it's going great.
Ultra euphoria.
Since you mentioned it, the LPDE convention is coming up the weekend of the 19th, 20th, and 21st. So that starts off with a super intimate dinner with Spike Cohen on Friday night, and then Spike and Maj, who we'll talk about later. They'll be at the convention doing speeches and hanging out, having dinner, and then Sunday I'll be cooking waffles for Spike and everybody else at Wheelies. So yeah, looking forward to it.
I bet you won't be cooking them for Maj because he will have bailed by then. Am I wrong?
Right. He'll probably say, I'm pulling up my exact location is Wheelie's Farm Stand Cafe. My waffle choice is with berries and whipped cream on top. Come and see me,
if I see you serving CBD to children, I will slap the shit out of you. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Spike Cohen was supposed to be in Florida, and I'm not happy that I was in Delaware at the Delaware one last year, and Spike was supposed to be in Florida this year, and now Spike is in Delaware and not in Florida. I feel like he's avoiding me. So, Spike, if you're watching, stop. Just stop that shit. Cut it out.
Yeah, it's obvious. It's not cool. If your relationship is on the rocks, fix it.
Who is more scared of me, Spike Cohen or Joe Exotic?
Dude, tough one.
Also, I just was texting with Spike this morning. I love Spike, and our relationship will never be on the rocks, but I will always give him shit for not showing up, and he's not a real libertarian because he's always not where I am. But let's talk about some news. Tucker Carlson, we got to start off. Screw the good news. From now on, we're just starting off with updates as long as there's updates, because all of these stories that we keep talking about, there always keeps being new things come out. And actually, I don't have in the lineup to talk about Crowder, but as soon as we were done recording last week, that whole tape with him, emotionally abusing his pregnant wife came out, and there was some stuff. I don't know. I don't want to spend much time on it because it's not on the agenda, but I can see, how it could potentially be taken out of context if she was like a raging lunatic off screen and then acting like all normal and lovey on screen. But either way, it's a real bad look. And even in context, it's a real bad look. Or even like if there is more context, it would have to be really bad to justify the amount
like
of
most generous you can be. It's still right. Bad. Yeah,
that's not the like. You would have to be real mean to me for me to speak to my pregnant wife of 8 months in the way that he spoke to her. Just
oh man,
yeah,
like an employee. Like that's what I think he just talks to all human beings probably at this point is like an employee. Has your view on, because a couple months ago you were pretty excited about his, maybe the possibility of him kind of leading like independent media. Do you think this, I mean, no matter what, this is probably affecting those odds of that happening, whether he's, being set up or whatever, or not, like,
sure.
But we can.
I do think there's still value in him, in anybody really leading the charge on like pushing for Rumble and pushing people towards these alternate platforms, because like even if the dude is a douchebag, okay, but if it gets more people, it's like the only thing that these that companies like Rumble are lacking compared, like the only thing that YouTube has over Rumble at this point is viewers. Like their thing might work more smoothly because they've got more time into it and everything, but the Rumble will never take off. Odyssey will never take off. None of these will ever take off until people start going, hey, I will bring you more value on Rumble. You have more of a reason to watch me on Rumble than you do on YouTube. So good on him for that still. But yeah, on this, so the thing that rubbed me the most wrong is not even just like he's talking to her like she doesn't do enough wifey things and she needs to put on gloves and walk the dogs and give the dogs medicine and buy him go out and buy his groceries and shit like that. It's more so when it starts to feel like the Crowder characters when he gets into his here's how you get your life together mode. Like, you know what you need? No, you stop. You listen to me right now. You know what you need? You need more respect. You need to be like talking to her like she is like he's the Manosphere podcaster guy talking to a young buck, telling him how to get his life together. And he's talking to his 8-month pregnant wife with twins. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. Go back to your podcast. It's just, that to me was telling and gross. But again, we're not here to talk about this. If you have more on that, feel free.
No, only let me just add, and this is not even a slight just on him, but like, yeah, if you get to any point close in life to where Steven Crowder is, and that's your, like, you could, in your head, if you just practice gratitude once a day for 60 fucking seconds, like, you would never do that, because it would dawn on you, oh, this woman's carrying my babies. I'm a multimillionaire, has the sweetest fucking job on the planet, doing exactly what I want to do. You wouldn't be able to be such a fucking enormous asshole. So
yeah,
he should practice gratitude. That's my recommendation.
Right.
Be thankful for some
which
shit.
I mean, you're basically giving a Steven Crowder like monologue, because he talks about that shit all the time. Which yeah, I don't know, whatever. Let's move on. Let's talk about Tucker Carlson. Who cares about Steven Crowder? Keep an eye on him. I don't whatever. Alex Jones was on this morning and I watched it and it was still funny. But I don't appreciate how he treated his wife in that one very small moment in his life. Anyway, that's all we know so far. So Tucker Carlson, these videos came out of Tucker Carlson this week, and they're a little I have some thoughts. Let's watch this first one first.
You wouldn't? Okay. I'm not, you know what? I'm not qualified on that score, I will say. I thought his girlfriend was kind of yummy. Just kidding, in case this is being pulled off the bird. Yeah, the bird. Hey, media matters for America. Go fuck yourself. That's the first thing I want to say tonight. Second thing is, totally kidding, I don't even know what his girlfriend looks like. And if I did, I would not find her yummy.
I don't know what's happening here. There's some speculation that these are deep fakes, and there's some, like, the story, the official story is that Fox News leaked these to Media Matters and Media Matters put them out. Of course, the question that raises is, why would Media Matters want to put out this video of Tucker Carlson saying fuck Media Matters? Because, I mean, there wasn't anything that bad here. I don't know who he's referring to or anything, but there wasn't anything that bad here. Do you think this is a legitimate video?
I'm leaning towards yes, because it seems like it's better than some of the deep fakes I've seen. Like, I'm pretty sure that the audio that they tried to put out for Pelosi's attacker, I'm pretty sure that was deep fake audio. Like, so, but it was because of the monotone, like, way about it. So, like, there is all kind of Tucker-like inflection in here that sounds pretty human.
Yeah.
And also, I think that probably this is a couple days old at this point. Like, he probably would have come out by now and said, "Yo, there's a couple fake things floating around. Don't mind that." But the craziest part about this is his selection of the word "yummy." and it's so disgusting. It's so like young Republican kind of skeevy. It's gross. I don't know. It could have said any other word. That's just like a preference, I guess. She's hot.
Yeah.
She's whatever. Like, but I just think that's a weird
that
a
is
weird
gross,
word.
yes.
That's like trust fund baby kind of would use that. It's just I don't know.
Now, I don't know. To me, Tim Pool was coming out saying that this was a deep fake, or he thought it was deep fake or part deep fake or whatever. And I was like, why would they deep fake such random nonsense for him to be saying? Like, it doesn't even make sense. I don't know. We don't know the context of this video, whether it's fake or real. But if you were going to deep fake something, you would go with something more heinous, I would imagine. But yes, my thought was the same, that if Tucker Carlson, like, if he did not say these things, he would be denying them, I would imagine. But they are, one thing that Tim pointed out was that they are very low in quality, which seems strange for a news organization to have such low, like every single one of them is low quality videos. It's almost like they are kind of setting the stage for deep fakes, because deep fakes are easier when it's lower quality, because there's less, like the artifacting blends in more and that type of thing. But if they're wanting to put out heinous things in the future, they're kind of, maybe these are just kind of like conditioning us into like, see, he said something bad. Oh, that wasn't that bad, whatever. And then we don't really think about it. Then another one comes out and another one comes out. And then finally they drop the worst things. Maybe it's not a deep fake. Maybe it's made, like, there are some things about this that look kind of deep fake-ish. So a part of me is like, are they trying to make this look deep faked so that they can deep fake stuff in the future more easily and get away with it?
That sounds like something I could buy too, just to plant the seeds, send up the test balloons. What do people think about this video? Will they just accept this wholesale? Yeah. Will they question it right off the bat? Yeah.
Right. Testing
the
the waters.
right, bro. Yep.
I don't know. Like, it seems odd that they would put this, because basically the main reaction to these videos so far has been, that's hilarious. Like, we don't really take that much offense to it's nothing that I don't know if I've watched all of them, but there's, from what I've seen, nothing that's that heinous about anything that he said. So they're like, see, it's bad, see, it's bad, see, it's bad, and then roll something out later. I don't know. All that assuming that these people aren't all in this together, because I'm still skeptical of that.
I wonder if they're, and this is again just, if it is just like classic old school shit. Like, I wonder if they think that they're operating on that old operating system where, oh, if we show the evangelical right that this isn't the Puritan that you think he is on 8 o'clock Fox, then that will destroy the reputation. But I think that the whole grab him by the pussy thing, just got, that doesn't work anymore. So
yeah, I'm still waiting for that N-word tape to drop. We've been promised it for like 8 years or something on Donald Trump.
Right.
I mean, we can use all audio from presidential candidates is fair game. So, just saying. Somebody said in the chats here, Hector says, did you talk about the drone attack on the Kremlin? So much video. Does that mean there's not? I haven't dug into it yet. I heard about it, but I don't know. It's not in the lineup today because my notes were made yesterday and it happened today. Do you know anything on this drone attack on the Kremlin, Dave?
Only I've seen a couple posts about it. Mainly people just, kind of teasing. I mean, it does seem like an absolute escalation of things if this was done by NATO or, U.S. assistance via proxy.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently they have like some kind of electrical iron dome above the Kremlin and it intercepted that shit, short circuited it or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty neat.
Okay. Well, now you have my attention.
They've got space lasers, bro, and they're fucking shooting down stuff over the Kremlin. Pretty neat.
So when Hector says so much video, is that sarcasm or no? Is there a lot of video?
No, I've seen one angle of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All I've seen is the shot of smoke. That's all I've seen. So
yeah,
we're not a news organization. Don't let the background deceive you.
Right.
Now, more Tucker. Here's another one. Another potential deep fake, potential change the screen. Potential just atrocity that I'm sure he said. Notice his hand is in front of his mouth for much of the time, which also makes deepfaking much easier. If this works, because Twitter's dumb.
If you watch anyway, we're gonna because I'm like I don't want to be I don't want to be a slave to Fox Nation, which I don't think that many people watch anyway. we're gonna because I you know, I'm like a representative of the American media now.
His mouth is not look right in a lot of these movements. It's very strange. But again, this is not that bad. This is him saying Fox Nation sucks because their shit doesn't work. So it's like, are they trying to make it look deepfaked? Because it does look deepfaked, but also it makes perfect sense for him to be bitching about Fox Nation's shit not working. So I don't know.
Speaking to an exile in Romania and welcoming him back into
Look at that. When he says welcoming, watch how his hand and mouth move. Look at that. It just kind of disappears. That is not natural. What is going on?
This is shaky. Yeah, it looks like bad phone footage. And yeah, like probably planting some seeds, dude.
In Romania and welcoming him back into the Brotherhood of Journalists.
Yeah, it would help us out if you wore a sweater though, because we asked him not to wear a suit. Like he was panicking about it. So you don't have to. Tucker's gonna be looking casual. That's just how our show looks. Is that okay?
I mean, this is airing on the nighttime show, and I want it to look official. I don't want it to be like bro talk. And I, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the majority of it, like if we go like 45 minutes, it's going to be for Fox Nation.
But nobody's going to watch it on Fox Nation. Nobody watches Fox Nation because the site sucks. So I'd really like to just dump the whole thing on YouTube. But anyway,
I think the audio is legit. I don't know what's up with this video, but I think the audio is legit.
I mean, it makes sense for the audio to be legit, and there's nothing bad about this video from as far as I can tell. So I'm not sure what they're trying to prove, unless they're conditioning us for things to come. But I don't know. Keep it on Tucker Carlson. That's enough of those. There's at least like 4 or 5 out there floating around, and there's some texts and some emails and stuff. And one email was him talking about Antifa and how he was watching a video of a guy beating up an Antifa member, and he felt rage come over him, and he wanted the guy to just keep hitting him until the guy died, basically. He felt that inside him. And then he goes on to say, and then I realized that makes me exactly like them, so I need to be, the voice of reason. I need to be more loving than they are, otherwise I will become them. And, of course, as the media does, they clipped off the end of that and just said that he wanted these people to die. So there's lots of shady shit going on with elitists arguing with each other, and I find it not that interesting so far, quite frankly, and kind of tiring. Tucker, do something or don't, and Fox, I don't know, give us something. Like, if you've got spice and dirt on Tucker, I'm all about it. Bring it on. I don't care. But so far, it seems like, if not literally fake, it is fake outrage. Dave, any thoughts?
I was just looking at the chat. Phobes says it's incredibly easy to fake the audio. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And he says it's all fake, and Hector agrees. It could be all fake.
But why? Why would it all be fake too?
I don't know. What's the motivation here? That's all.
If you were like, I'm going to smear Tucker by making a fake video of him saying terrible things, and the thing that you came up with as Fox is, we're going to have him say Fox Nation sucks. That'll really piss some people, like all the people who, are mad at Fox right now because they fired Tucker Carlson. If we put out a video of Tucker Carlson slamming Fox, then they'll bring the people back to Fox. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. So I don't know, but it's suspicious.
I loved Fox Nation, you dick.
Yes. Speaking of, I don't know, things I don't care about, how about these kids that are going around the internet this week? You've seen them. They're just the worst.
What the Republican Party doesn't understand about Gen Z is we don't like you. You claim you want to appeal to Gen Z.
God, I can't, this is like Uncanny Valley acting. Like, this is like beyond theater acting from the get-go, just the way they're like, whoa, what the fuck, bro? Like, the people, when one is, it's clearly scripted, and when one is talking, the other one is like, like, I don't know, is Gen Z is this a good, I don't know, youngsters who shouldn't be listening to this show, is this your representation? Are you guys just all like anime retards, like TikTok influencer fake bullshit? But just their demeanor off the bat makes me uncomfortable. Like literally, like this isn't how humans act. This isn't how humans talk in any way. And yeah,
Adderall's a hell of a drug, bro. It
is.
And these kids are rich, and just like, I'm going to say it every single episode because it is literally every fucking thing. These kids are influencers, as if
where did they come from?
This is cool.
Where do these people come from? Where it goes from like nothing ever, you've never heard or seen these people ever, and then just out of nowhere, they are everywhere just with this. This is what they have to offer. If this is what you have to offer, how did you blow up?
Yeah, but you know the story of these kids, right?
I mean, feds, I would assume, or hired by the DNC to Gen Z.
I think that the one on the left who doesn't talk as much is the one who runs the nonprofit. So these guys are part of a nonprofit to raise money for Democrats. And I think they just got a check for 200 G's. So they're fucking balling, bro. Right. These kids are balling. All they got to do is fucking get on TikTok and go, you know what? We fucking hate you old bastards. And we're just going to fucking change the Second Amendment. You like it? Well, guess what? It's fucking gone now. Whoa. You know what I mean? That's their fucking job, dude.
Yeah. It makes me cringe. Like as a video guy, as a guy who puts a lot of thought and work and effort into like messaging and visuals and stuff, just seeing two douchebags in an empty room just yelling at their phone screen about how they've got it all figured out and all the old people are stupid. I mean, in fairness, that is kind of what I do, but I at least put production value into it. And it's, I don't know, I am jealous of these children and their ability to manipulate the masses, apparently.
Republican Party doesn't understand about Gen Z is we don't like you. You claim you want to appeal to Gen Z, but you call us stupid, you say we're dumb, you say we're indoctrinated. I promise it's a losing strategy. And Gen Z is watching the Republican Party extremely closely as they destroy our environment, take rights away from women, do nothing about kids being shot in schools, and if they think they can give the middle finger
I can't even hear what he's saying because they just act so dumb. Yeah, they're saying Republicans are dumb. Great. All right. And Republicans don't like Democrats, and Democrats don't like Republicans. Such deep conversations we're having here. And when little like soy boy slaps his bicep here,
get away with it.
Yeah.
Mistaken.
Oh God, I just can't. I can't. Can't do it anymore.
I hate him. Yeah, right. Thanks. That's what we need. Awful, dude. But this is what it is. Like I'm sure they know it's bullshit, but they're fucking balling. They're 19-year-old kids, rich kids who were rich, whose parents are probably DNC operatives somewhere, and we're starting this thing, and now they're getting paid, literally paid by the DNC to just go on social media and like say the thing.
Yeah,
it is really annoying.
And they're like David Hogg, but without like for the minimal, justification of David Hogg's outrage. Like he was on a bike ride while some of his friends were getting shot. At least he was somewhere within the vicinity of a victim. These kids are just kids, and to me, it's almost sad because you know where it's gonna end, especially when you watch them acting like normal humans on the Tim Dillon show when they're actually interviewed, and this happens.
Like it's actually really hard in this space, right? Like we have 45 seconds to record a video, keep people's attention. And a lot of the people on our side, like if they start hearing, like I've actually done it before. I've criticized Democrats, like specifically Hakeem Jeffries, and it all just went south. Like I started losing followers. Like it's bad, right? And I really want to be that person that reaches the other side because Democrats, I mean, they're horrible at their jobs, right? They do a lot of shitty things, although I'll vote for them all the time. But it's also hard in the space to criticize them.
That's good. Can we clip that quote? They're horrible
at their jobs. They do shitty things. Please don't clip that. Please.
Sorry. Clipping it. It's everywhere now. You said it.
It's so obviously transparent too. We're on Tim Dillon's show, so it's like we know where we're at. We know what we have to. We're not like those other Democrats. These guys are. We got to get the corporate guys out of this.
Please don't remind me I said that later on when it's definitely going to be used against me. A part of me feels bad for these kids because they're at best they're a giant product of the system. They are the TikTok influencer douchebags who know what it takes to get clicks. I'm not sure who I find more cringe or more grating between these kids and Dylan Mulvaney. And I'm not even joking because Dylan Mulvaney is at least, I don't know, minding his own business, not really influencing policy. I don't know. Maybe
they both have a lot in common.
Yeah. They both
policy
are influencing policy.
They're Democratic policy influencers, dude.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Dylan at this point paid some way through some channels. I mean, these guys are legit. Here's the check for $200,000 DNC. Say the line.
Right, but I mean, I only feel bad because I know that these kids are like probably 50 dislikes away from transitioning or something, or it's like when you're that obsessed with like your entire existence is just being a douchebag on the internet. And if you heard it when he said, I've criticized some DNC people before, and then I just lose all these followers, and I feel it sucks. Like that is his existence, is getting the followers, getting the likes, getting the shit. And that's what Gen Z is, that because we have brainwashed them into thinking that fucking matters. And then he goes on to talk about, if he's honest, his people won't like him, but he's trying to reach out to the other side. He wants to be the voice of reason, reaching out to the other side when he says, things like this.
What the Republican Party doesn't understand about Gen Z is we don't like you.
They're trying really hard to reach out to the other side. They're not pandering at all.
Bipartisanship.
Keeping it real, boys. Good job. Speaking of keeping it real, and speaking of updates, which we were talking about earlier, Bud Light is back with another desperate attempt to convince you that they don't hate you. This time, they have kids in the rain
State fair?
At a state fair with
right.
Zach Brown band playing in the background.
Is this Bud Light for cis kids?
This is Bud Light for potential. I mean, I don't want to assume their genders or orientations or anything, but this is what they've got. It's easy to enjoy. That's it. That's what they're going with. Like, I have never seen so many Bud Light ads come out so fast. Granted, I have never followed Bud Light ads to see when they come out, but it seems like they're pumping them out pretty quick these days, and maybe there's a reason behind that. I don't know. What do you think, Dave?
I did see that people are buying less Bud Light than they have historically.
Yeah.
But Anheuser-Busch stock is up.
Is it?
So
probably because everybody's flocking away from Bud Light and then buying all their other stuff that they don't realize is Anheuser-Busch products. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And when it comes down to it, BlackRock, ESG scores, these guys, Anheuser-Busch is got to be top 10 players in that. So when we think in terms of, profit and loss and, it's like, I don't know, they're probably just shuffling shit around, moving shares around.
Probably.
But that's the commercials are pretty funny. I really wanted to go back to the horse one, clippity clopping through America, dude. That's tugging on my heartstrings.
We love America. Look at this horse. It's riding through the country. Now it's in Washington, D.C. Bud Light. Now, if my message to all of you out there, to the kids at home who are looking for ways to boycott Bud Light and you're worried about buying the wrong products that will still support them, here's one. Don't drink beer, kids. And I know that some people disagree with that statement. Certain people like Dylan Mulvaney, which is kind of where this all started. But Dylan Mulvaney is kind of a psychopath because Dylan Mulvaney, it has nothing to do with this individual being trans. It has to do with him wanting people to be, I don't know, arrested if they call him a him. So as I've mentioned before, while this loads, as I mentioned before, it's not about tolerance and acceptance. It is about mandatory. It is not enough that you're okay with down being up. It is illegal now for this person wants you to believe that it is
new. I haven't seen this.
Illegal for you to call somebody by their actual biological gender.
About me using he pronouns and calling me a man over and over again. And I feel like that should be illegal. I don't know. That's just bad journalism.
Shut up, silly woman.
So misgendering in journalism should be illegal. Dave, you agree, right?
What a dumb bitch.
It's like, I don't care what you got between your legs. You're fucking retarded.
But again, I think that's not an original thought that Dylan had. Like, that's the function of Dylan. This is about you denying basic facts in science and biology until you affirm the artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Until we do that, we're just leading the way, dude. Like, they're planting the seeds with the other story, planting the seeds here.
Yep. So planting some more seeds, we talked about Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner was back in the news this week because she had some statements to make on the trans issue as well. I'm not sure why Brittany Griner feels like she is entitled to speak on trans issues, but here's what happened.
Good morning. Brittany. I'm Bill Roden from ESPN Anscape. It's really great to see you. It's good to know the prayers have been answered. The question, you've always represented so much throughout your entire career about access and, being able to do stuff. And I hate to put one more thing on your plate, but there are a number of
Ask the question, bud.
aggressively moving to prevent transgender athletes playing. And I was wondering, again, I hate to put one more thing on your plate, but
come on, dude.
In terms of on your radar, where is that? You're going to have a tremendous platform, but where is that going to be on your radar?
Now that I've sucked your cock for the last 30 seconds, here's my, actually 40 seconds, here is my question.
All athletes, transgender athletes, be able to play.
Oh, I mean, that ranks high on the list of things that I'll be fighting for and speaking up against. Everyone deserves the right to play. Everyone deserves the right to come here, sit in these seats, and feel safe and not feel like there's a threat or they can't be who they are or like it's just all eyes on them. So I think it's crime, honestly, to separate someone for any reason. So I definitely will be speaking up against that legislation and those laws that are trying to be passed.
Go ahead, Dave.
So I know what everybody else it's obvious, right? Hey, this is a man. Damn it!
How dare you? How dare you?
Right, just a conspiracy theory. But wouldn't it be more likely that this is a biological woman that's been jacked up on all the trans hormones, like just like jacked up on testosterone? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
I mean,
I don't know.
That's still technically
that
against the rules, is it not? For a woman to take
a woman can't transition. Who would they to say that? That would be more likely, I think, to like have a woman who's.
I think they do have rules like in the WNBA against like taking testosterone, or it'd be the same as taking steroids, which is why the trans situation becomes an issue, because if a biological man transitions to a woman and joins the WNBA, he has basically steroids in his system naturally that women don't have.
I think there's a big difference between taking testosterone and taking anabolic steroids. So I would look into that. I don't know the rules of the WNBA, but I'm pretty sure like guys who play football can take testosterone. They can't take anabolic steroids.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some shit in there. I don't know. If even so, that's a huge bitch. Whatever.
That's right. Phobe says LMFAO. This is the best show on YouTube. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. We've got
severely underrated. He's right. Thanks.
Of all the shows on YouTube, I mean, we've got 25 people watching. So, go tell your friends. And also, you can call into the show at 309-716-3818. And also, if you can call in at any time. We might make fun of you, but we will talk to you for a second before we make fun of you, and we will hear you out. We will give you your chance to say what you need before making fun of you. But you can also, if you would like to fake super chat, YouTube doesn't like you or me, so they don't let me take money from this. You can, if you want me to read your chat, if you want it to be noticed, put a fake super chat in all caps, and I will do my best to get to them in a timely manner, which probably means right before we're about to leave 2 hours from now. But moving on, we have some more stuff in the gender sphere. I'm not sure what you call it, but oh, that's loud. Hold on. This was a councilman. So Ryan Webb is Indiana councilman, and he is claiming to be a black female lesbian now, and without doing any of the work to become one. He's just claiming it because, hey, he doesn't make the rules. He just abides by them. The rules that were created by people like this.
The person Ryan Webb announced publicly on social media that he now identifies as a lesbian woman of color. If he were serious, I'd sing his praises. But instead, I know better.
So we're going to go through these one at a time. So this first, obviously, biological woman says that the guy that this Ryan Webb fellow identifies as a lesbian woman of color. If that were true, then I would sing his praises, but I know better. What does that mean? What do you mean you know better? Do you get to decide all of a sudden? Because I could say the same about you, that if this individual here were legitimately identifying as a woman, then I would sing her praises, but I know better. Who decides? Who gets to decide?
Yeah, intent matters, right? Just like a joke, dude. So this bitch knows she's a bitch. she knows she's getting trolled by this dude.
Right.
And I fucking love it.
You're making a mockery of our mockery. Yeah. All right, let's move on to
Yes, I know better.
In none of my jobs in the last 21 years, and that is many, many jobs, would I have been permitted to mock and disrespect my customers. And if that were true...
First off, are you bragging about not being able to keep a job? Many jobs. I have many jobs. Like,
I already love this guy, by the way. I haven't even seen him yet or seen the case that he's making, but that he's done this to these people is already great. So
yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, why not? Why not say it? Why not make a joke out of it? I don't like. Is it even disrespectful? Sure. Certainly, they seem to feel disrespected by it. But how is it disrespecting them for this man to say, "I am this now"? How does that affect them? I don't know. Let's march on.
We'd all be proud of you, and no one would be denying your right to do such things and to identify first. And if that were true, we would all be proud of you, and no one would be denying your right to do such things and to identify by your heritage. But your open mockery of these communities is insane. In order to demand...
So I don't know if this guy is like making fun of it, like being pretty obvious. Like, it's obvious that he's not a black lesbian, but is he, I don't know, making trans jokes on the side that they're referring to? I don't know this guy, but we have some more after this. We're gonna get an actual news source.
Of Ryan Webb. The posts Mr. Webb made on April 12th were offensive on many levels.
After hearing these complaints, Ryan Webb responded.
I'm being dead serious. You don't get to question me. You do not get to require proof from me. You were part of the movement to help establish these rules and set the bar.
Touché, Councilman.
Silly woman.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Why not? Why
he's
not?
Fucking cool.
Yeah, he's just like, he seems like just a chill guy who's like, nah, I'm just going to play with this because you guys made the rules and you're forcing us to abide by your rules. So, okay, I'm a black lesbian now. That's it. That's all it takes.
In the three-piece power suit. I fucking love it, bro. Awesome. Way to go, Councilman. That's how to fucking do it.
Yeah,
That's how you do it.
It's pretty great. I'm not going to lie. Now, here is a local station reporting on it.
A councilman is coming out as transgender and a woman of color. Delaware County Councilman Ryan Webb announced that he now identifies as an Indian American woman. Since that announcement, he's received some support, but a lot of backlash, many calling him child.
So he's just doing the Elizabeth Warren approach, right? Like,
bro, Delaware County what? Because there's a Delaware County really close to here. Is it
Indiana,
is it PA?
I believe.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bummer. I'd go there.
Despicable, even calling for things like execution. In a statement, Webb
wait, what? Hold
since
up.
that announcement, he's received some support, but a lot of backlash. Many calling him childish, despicable, even calling for things like execution.
I thought they were saying he made statements about it, but no, he's getting death threats just for saying it.
In a statement Webb gave to ITMate, he says, quote, "It is unfortunate that I cannot simply be given the same space and respect to explore my identity that so many of those targeting me demand for themselves. It's possible I may change my mind down the road. The process of identity exploration is complex, and oftentimes at the end of our personal journey, we end right back where we started."
Fuck.
Webb goes on to tell ITMate this is just his true, authentic self.
Oh,
I'm fluid, bitch. I can do whatever I want. I'm fluid. Guess what? I go wherever I want.
That's it. That's like Jack Casey. Take note that when this is polite trolling. This is you don't give them anything to use against you. They have nothing that they can use against this man from what I've seen so far, because he's just politely saying, no, I'm a black lesbian now, or a Indian lesbian now, and this is just my truth. I'm sorry that you can't, just politely playing their game and using it against them. I respect it.
Dude, I just want a little asterisk here. This needs to be done. This is important work. Yes, Jack, go out, do that. Councilman, keep doing that.
No,
But
I'm
be
saying
aware.
that Jack should take note from this guy because Jack
okay,
is not the
forgive
best
me.
at polite trolling.
I just mean like these, but beware. These people are, I think, fucking crazier than most crazy leftists. So just be careful out there.
Sure.
You know what I mean? This guy, no joke, bro. These are, people to be aware of. Just
Are you talking about the councilwoman, or are you talking about
I'm talking about,
the
I'm talking about
pushback?
the entire T Rainbow Army. Just watch that. If that's what you're all about, like
The angry
some
ones.
of the people in there, right.
Mhm.
I think they feel justified, and they're already kind of fucking crazy. So it's like, I don't, you don't have to worry about the cis Christian evangelical male shooting up schools. That's not,
Right.
I don't think that's how it's happening. It's going to be a pride warrior.
Yeah.
So just
and
be careful. I don't know.
As always, we love trans people. We love gay people. That's not the issue. The issue is psychopaths and psychopaths that seek to destroy people. Whatever they have between their legs and whatever they call themselves does not matter, because people that like to destroy people, genocidal maniacs, are.
I feel like you needed to preface that. I wasn't trying to say that all trans people are gonna, become shooters or anything. But you're already starting from if you are trans, you will admit, right, that you're starting with a dysphoria. There's already kind of a mental thing going on, right? So I'm just saying.
And even if you think you're a biological woman, you're automatically starting off with a disorder, even if you are a biological woman in the head. So, because women are crazy. That's what I'm saying. Speaking of crazy women, let's take a look at some new trends. It's not really a trend, but this happened on Dr. Phil this week. Oh, this is, I forgot to say, was sent to me by the great C.D. McRae, which makes this a Freak of the Week.
This program was made possible by viewers like you.
Get what you f***ing deserve!
Your days don't belong to us.
No one can stop us from enjoying this, so enjoy it! Stop crying!
Come on, switch the screen. Okay. Freak of the Week is where you guys submit things, crazy shit, and we watch them and make fun of them. But this happened on Dr. Phil, and it seems to somehow slightly tie into the last article.
Do you have any regrets about taking your own vision, or the process with which you did take your own vision?
I don't have any regrets taking my vision. I believe I should have been born blind, and I'm happy the way I am. I do have some regrets about the way I did it, but in the end, I'm happy the way I am.
Dr. Phil, with all due respect to Jewel, but I am having a really hard time sitting so close to someone who traumatized herself, who damaged herself. We took an oath in medicine to help people. We see horrible tragedies every single day.
Now, I don't know why this clip, the main clip going around, is of this lady saying this thing, because there's I saw this clip and I was like, holy shit. And then I did a quick Google search and ended up watching the entire 34-minute segment on Dr. Phil, and holy shit, it's way worse than this clip. It's like this chick was like groomed on the internet by a community. She felt she wasn't comfortable with herself, and she had bad vision, and she was like, I feel like I should be blind. I was supposed to be blind. From the age of 13 is when she decided she should be blind, and she simulated by putting things over her eyes for many years, and her family just thought she was annoying. And then one day she was groomed on the internet by a man, a psychologist, quote unquote, who was in a chat group for people that feel this way. And he convinced her that he is a professional psychologist, and that she should come and stay with him at his home for 2 weeks straight before he took they decided the proper medical procedure here was to take some sort of cleaner. I don't remember. So acidic cleaner, put 2 drops of it into her eyeballs, and it ate her eyeballs out. And then they waited for 30 minutes to make sure that it took effect, and he took her to the doctor, and they told the doctor that it was an accident. And she pretended like it was an accident for several years, and now it's coming out that no, it was not an accident. She felt this way the entire time. And this guy has his, Dr. Phil even points this out, this guy has, the guy that she went to, he was psychiatrist, first of all, so not a medical doctor, obviously, if that wasn't clear enough. But he also he had his license for psychology revoked in 3 different states, including the state that she got this done in, and it was revoked 11 years before this point. So when they say trust the experts, y'all, maybe, just maybe, do a little bit of background research into who you're dealing with. And now her family has disowned her because they're like, what is wrong with you? Please stop doing this. And yeah, it's a very sad story of a woman who was groomed into a situation of abuse. And instead of getting mental treatment from a psychologist, she got physical treatment from a psychopath that made her into this. Dave, I've said a lot. Do you have any thoughts?
Yes, her story parallels modern science.
This has nothing to do with anything else we're talking about.
Medicaid pays for it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And if you say that it's weird, then you could be jailed for a hate crime.
Oh, another fun parallel is that once she got this procedure, quote unquote, done, the blind community that she was so lovingly striving to be a part of, they're all like, oh, bitch, you fucking crazy. And they don't want anything to do with her because they're like, we don't want people who are gouging their eyes out with chemicals. We want other blind people who are actually suffering from things that they did not choose. Like, wow, just... So she's got rejection all over the place.
That's the main difference. The trans community is why people do it, so that they can finally feel love and acceptance.
Right.
And the blind community is not organized that way. If anything, it's like, this fucking sucks. Yeah, I know this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to, there's not a whole lot
of support
of
group, not a
team.
Yay, I love being blind.
Unity, blind unity, bitch.
Yep. Yeah, even with that, like, I don't know, like, to act surprised that a biological woman won't accept you as a biological woman because you're not a biological woman. No matter, like, J.K. Rowling being called a TERF because she will not say that trans women are women, like, that's kind of the same thing. Like, no, I'm a woman, and yes, I'm suffering from womanness because women suck, but I didn't choose to be this awful of a human being. I was born this way, and you chose to be a woman, so shame on you. Also, I'm kidding. Guys, I know a lot of you are women in the chats, like Hector and Danielle and CD. Yeah, I don't know. Like, even from a libertarian perspective on this, like, are we to praise this person? Sure, it's none of our business and blah, blah, blah. Sure, she can do that. I'm not saying that the government should come in and prevent this woman from burning her eyes out with chemicals. But can we at least all agree that burning your eyes out with chemicals is fucking gross? Don't do that. I would strongly recommend that you don't do that.
Should the government prevent her from burning her eyeballs out? I mean, I'm an anarchist, right? But I'm living in the greatest empire.
These are the questions we never thought we would have to ask in libertarianism.
I mean, I want you to do what you want to do, but like, okay, but we'll just ask the obvious question here. And, you know, no, this parallels nothing. This is just a unique story about this blind lady. Like, is she mentally, is she of sound mind?
No.
Before she does it, right? So we're supposed to help mentally ill people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there should be something, I don't know, make mental institutions great again. Maybe they could be privately run, you know, in your local community. But like, at the very least,
well, it's like we got rid of
Medicaid pay for your like to affirm your insanity, right? Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's crazy. Society can't do that. We just have to have more, you know, compassion, I guess. But that's fucking crazy. If like, just say that law enforcement or the government knew that this person was going to burn their eyes out, should they do nothing? Like, I don't know. Maybe we should, like, literally restrain this person until they see a legitimate therapist or something like that. If we're already doing that, we live in this empire here where there's always a court-appointed therapist, there's somebody to talk to, better help. I don't know.
I'm
something
not sure.
Before they burn their eyes out. I don't know, because it doesn't sound like just a
She
free
didn't get
choice
help.
of a free
She
mind.
thought she was getting help, and she was convinced that she was getting help, but she was getting the opposite of help. She paid this guy $15 an hour for 2 weeks to live at his house and have him burn her eyes out. Like,
you can't. There was some decisions made recently about like you can't encourage somebody to kill themselves,
right?
You can't do that. So can you encourage and participate in a procedure that like I don't.
Sticky, with the non-aggression principle, where's the line for psychological like grooming and trauma and shit?
This
and
is
also,
this is easier than drag queen story hour lap dances. I'll tell you that much.
I would say, well, here's the thing, completely unrelated to any drag queens or trans people. If you knew of a mother, let's just hypothetically say a white liberal mother who really wanted their child to be blind, and the child identified as a blind person, a 3-year-old even, maybe their second child decided they want to be blind too. Is there a line? Is there a line where libertarians say maybe we shouldn't allow parents to burn their children's eyes out because that kid feels like they were supposed to be blind? Maybe there's at least a couple other steps before burning their eyes out that we should attempt before, just destroying their life forever. I don't know.
Unfortunately, there's not a robust blind community, bro, ready to take this on. But there is a robust, thriving, militant trans community.
Stop bringing it back to the trans shit, Dave. I don't know what's wrong with you. Get your mind out of the gutter.
This is a whole parallel. And these people, thank goodness for that blonde Karen on TV saying, "Are we really going to stand next to this person and just pretend like they said that?" Like that's what needs to happen, because everybody else was very quiet and being very respectful of the person who did this. Like it should.
In fairness, Dr. Phil did. He did not he pushed her on the whole thing, and he was like, "This is really bad. I'm a psychologist, and I'm no matter what our culture says right now, I can't go along with you burning your eyes out." He did at the end. He was like, "Could you just go to your family and own up to what you did, and understand why they take issue with it?" But he said there are proper channels and you didn't go through the proper channels. So even then he's like, you can still gouge your eyes out, but just make sure you go through the proper channels. That's the thing. There aren't any doctors that are actual doctors so far that will gouge your eyes out, to my knowledge. But it's coming. It's coming. Should they?
If Dr. Phil found a way to condemn trans surgeries and puberty blockers through this person, to use her as an analogy, good.
Sure.
That's the only thing I can think of. Because it's not risky to say that about the trans blind, the trans sighted,
transabled.
That's not risky, but it would be risky to say it about the other protected group. So, cheers to Phil.
Yeah, I don't know. He did leave her kind of an out because, what is the proper channel for? I don't know. Whatever. Just if you feel like cutting off body parts, just talk to a few more people. Maybe a few people that aren't in a community that chop off body parts, or a community of people that don't burn their eyes out. I don't know, listen to people that disagree with you, because there's a chance. And even for me, I obsess about things, and I'm often like, am I the crazy person? Am I crazy? Because there are we all have blind spots, pun intended. We all have blind spots in our life. I can see how a very depressed brain, probably with a bunch of neurological disorders, could come to such a crazy conclusion that here's where I feel included, here's where I feel loved, and so now I need to go be a part of that community by any means necessary. Just know that not everybody on the internet has your best interest in mind, and especially if they're in the chopping body parts off category of people pushing you into love and acceptance. Just give it a second opinion. Talk to somebody else, somebody who disagrees with you, and see what they say. Maybe they have some different logic than what your brain can process right now. So enough about that. We got to talk about what's next. I probably should have brought this up earlier. We'll just throw it in here. The Pentagon, this is according to the postmillennial.com, so you know it's legit. Pentagon officials say we're a better country now that Tucker Carlson is off the air. Quote, we're a better country without him bagging on our military every night in front of hundreds of thousands of people. Continued quote from the Pentagon. Like, Dave, you're probably even more, I don't know, we're both a little skeptical on the Tucker situation, but you're a little more skeptical than I am even. Does it make you trust Tucker anymore, knowing that the Pentagon is like, we are glad he was fired because he was doing some damage to our jobs?
I guess maybe it slightly moves the needle, but not really, because it's coming from the Pentagon and it's on TMZ to an audience that already, like, I guess, I don't know. Because all of Tucker's history is still the same. Like, yeah, he still has a lot to answer for, and
yeah,
I don't know, yummy. Come on.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean,
he would not call her yummy. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. To me, if the Pentagon is disagreeing with you, you at least said something right. For the Pentagon to be like, oh, thank God he's gone. So I mean, even if he is like, whatever it's called, a friendly to the message or the way or whatever we call what we do to liberty, even if he's just friendly, then, you know, at least he pissed off the Pentagon while he was there. But we gotta do an ad, and then we gotta move along because this is taking longer than I expected. I didn't plan on talking about blind people this long. We gotta talk about some Jeffrey Epstein and a bunch of elitist pedophiles. So first, here's a sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by Astero's Cybersecurity Services. These days, organizations of all sizes are targets for cyber criminals, disgruntled employees, or even nation-state attackers. Astero's performs cybersecurity services providing expert guidance to help organizations defend against threats and protect their data. Astero specializes in penetration testing, where they perform ethical hacking on networks, web apps, or organizations as a whole to simulate what an attacker would do and plug the discovered holes before anyone malicious finds and exploits them. Asteros also specializes in vulnerability management, security awareness training, phishing simulations, cloud security audits, compliance readiness assessments, and much more. As technology expands, it becomes easier and easier to run a business, but if your security is not growing along with your company, then you're going to run into problems. If you don't personally have a company of your own, definitely pass this information along to someone who does, because for a limited time, Asteros is offering companies an attack surface audit completely free. Let Asteros discover potential entry points to your network and how susceptible your company or organization is to cyber attacks. To learn more and to take advantage of this essential offer, just go to asteros.com/free. That's Asteros, ASTEROS.com/free. Wrong button. Yeah, we're back. Nope, still wrong button. We're back. Hey, Dave.
What up?
What's up?
Hey, man.
How you been?
Oh man, I'm great. I was doing a little penetration testing.
Whoa.
Plugging some holes.
Whoa,
plugging
Jeffrey
some
Tubin it?
holes, you know. Yeah, you know how we do.
Nice.
Here, some Asteros testing.
That's right. Speaking of penetration testing, let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein. Because some new things came out over the weekend with some new names have leaked. Very surprising ones that you might recognize, like the director of the CIA, Bill Gates, Henry Kissinger, and who's that one guy? Who's the one guy? I don't remember his name. The one dude who this guy, Noam Chomsky.
Noam Chomsky.
Yeah. Some new people. There's not a ton here, I don't think, but I haven't dug into it. Have you dug into it that much, Dave?
Nope, not a lot.
Yeah. Some new
Isn't
names.
I feel like that's terrible. That I'm just like, yeah, I know. It's just like, but it's been.
It's like, what is the news? What's the news here? We know.
Yeah.
All these people
rich
and a million more.
Like, yeah, of course, somebody had to fuck Henry Kissinger. Yeah, I know. That's what we've been saying since 2007.
Right.
We
You're
know.
telling me Bill Gates was involved with Jeffrey Epstein? We know. We know that. We talked about it a year ago, at least. We were talking about it while Jeffrey Epstein was still, not fake dead yet. But new Epstein stuff and whatever. It's from the Wall Street Journal, so it is what it is. It is nice to see, like, at least some, like, nudging of that story to keep it alive, because it's like, I mean, quite frankly, I 100% expected this to never be brought up again after Ghislaine was locked up and the pimp dude killed himself and Epstein killed himself and all that shit. So the fact that things are still trickling out, I don't know. Do you have any hope of this ever becoming like what it should be, or even remotely close to what it should be on the level of justice?
I don't know who would do it. Who would lead that charge? Like, I don't, if because it's
Joe
not Donald
Exotic,
Trump,
2024.
Right. I don't know, man.
He'd lead the
Like,
fuck out of that charge. You know it.
I like to repeat myself. I've never seen a bad guy go down.
Right.
Ever. So I just don't think so.
Except Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, but,
allegedly.
you know, did he go down?
Right.
Why not? You know, I don't know. They certainly was protected by our intelligence agencies as well as Israeli intelligence agencies. Like dude, that's what I'm saying. Like when people, you have to understand for a fact that we're dealing with people that at least were tolerating human trafficking, child rape, you know, all the worst shit in the world. That's at best. At worst, this was something that they were organizing to, you know, participate in blackmail and other things that, you know, are good as currency.
And it's not like, I mean, the media seems to kind of want to make it like nobody knew that this guy was a pedophile. Then all of a sudden he's a pedophile and then he's dead. So like, I don't know, like it's very scarcely talked about the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was already accused of like pedophilia or sex charges with minors before Bill Gates got involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Like this was an open case a long time ago, and then it was like back in the 90s, and then Bill Gates he just had a couple dinners with him and that he regrets doing.
Dude, people forget. In early 2000s, people knew there was already, you know, R. Kelly had pee-pee tapes.
Right.
Then raping a 15-year-old, right?
Yeah, that was
Chappelle
like
joked
something
about
from my
it.
childhood, and then 20 years later, it's like, oh, well, he's locked up now for it. Gotcha.
Right, but Lady Gaga was doing tracks with him in like, you know, 4 or 5 years later. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? So like at one point, this stuff was just like, well, is what it is. And then, you know, at some point there was a turn. I don't know. Me Too, some other stuff.
Yeah,
But
he outstayed his welcome or his use in his role, and
people
it's
knew
time
that
to go.
Harvey Weinstein, people knew he was raping women.
Yeah.
They, you know, this is why, you know, everybody knew it. That Ricky Gervais speech when he got up there at the Oscars, gave the greatest Oscar speech ever.
Yep.
That was why it was beautiful, because everybody in there knew it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all complicit, man. I don't know. I hope for some amount of, you know, cosmic justice for these demons, but we'll see.
Absolutely.
I'd like to be around for that.
Now, speaking of speeches, did you catch any of the White House Correspondents' dinner?
A couple little clips, man. They're the worst, but I'm interested to see what you have.
They are. I'll be honest, I didn't watch it at all until yesterday while I was mowing my yard. I turned on Andrew Schultz's podcast, and I didn't know who the guy was, but Roy Wood, he was the comedian that gave the little spiel during it, was on there. He seems like a pretty cool guy. I listened to his whole 25-minute thing this morning, and he's
a Daily Show guy.
Yeah. He doesn't feel real when he's doing it on the stage. When he's on the podcast, I'm like, this is a guy that I could chill and hang out with. And then when it gets all political, it's like, you're kind of whatever, hacky. But we are going to play a couple of his clips because I do think I do want to praise when they get anything right, especially if they seem like a cool guy. Like, yeah, give them props when they land one. But first off, we got to, like, I started watching Biden's speech, and I try really hard to listen to this guy's speeches. I really do. But I can't. I literally physically cannot do it. I try to focus, and it's like just white noise. And then it's like 15 minutes in, I'm like, shit, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Then I got to go back 15 minutes and listen to it again. 15 minutes later, I'm like, shit, what the fuck is this guy talking about? It's just white noise because he's saying nothing so often and doing it in such a manner that it's almost hypnotic and lulls you into this state of surely in the last 15 minutes he said something. But I can't listen to what it was. Did you catch any of his speech? Because I'm literally not going to play any of his speech except for the end. Was there anything memorable in his speech?
No, I didn't see any of him.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares what the president has to say at his dinner. But here's how it ended, which as far as I can tell, was the only notable point in the 21 minutes.
I'm going to turn this over to Roy. Roy, the podium is yours. I'm going to be fine with your jokes, but I'm not sure about Dark Brandon.
Oh my God.
I don't
Who's
know
worse,
how...
the teenage influencers or that? Which was more cringe?
The teenage influencers. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
That was
quick.
cringe. That was cringe. But I kind of love it. I kind of love the fact that we have like the timeline that we live in, where this exists, where this feeble daughter of an old man does this thing to try and look cool, like goes with the internet meme because that's what the kids told the older kids who told the trans adults at the White House who told Joe Biden to do this thing. Like, I don't know. It's so like, it just, I don't know, obviously desperate for anything that they can use to make him look not like a worthless human. But I don't know. But part of me loves the lean into it and the ability to, I enjoy when like in the beginning of the Let's Go Brandon thing where they trolled Biden into saying let's go Brandon on the phone call and that type of stuff. That's all fun and well, where he makes a fool of himself. But I kind of like this let's lean into the Dark Brandon thing, because everybody knows the Dark Brandon thing is fucking cringe as it is. Trying to make Joe Biden look cool will never be cool. And so for him to lean into that, it's kind of like, man, there's going to be so many memes, so many like great videos to come out of this that, I mean, it might work in Biden's favor, it might work in Trump's favor, but it works in the internet's favor all in all when we make idiots look like idiots. So
that's the coolest part, is that meme culture is that permeated into human civilization. I just saw Elon Musk.
We're the captain now. Look at me, Brandon. We're the captain.
Right. I mean, yeah, Elon was, that guy loves memes, loves meme culture, loves that green frog and all the stuff. And he, loves it. And I just think that that's something, there is something to that.
Yeah.
Because anyone can make a meme.
Right.
Not like me. I'm a fucking, my memesmanship is off the charts.
Yeah.
Until Smotz came around, I might have been the best. But
sorry, you can still have the title. I don't want it. It's all good. Just stay out of my video lane, cool. Dave. Back off.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
No, I'll stick to the clips. Remixing your shit.
Dave moves out to Illinois and starts filming weddings. Like, fuck you.
Moulash Media, motherfucker. Check it out.
Wheelies Media. So I do want to play a little bit of Roy Wood Jr. because, again, I don't agree with this guy's politics, I'm sure, in most ways, and that shows in this and it shows in the interview. But he seems like a decent guy who's a part of the system that he doesn't necessarily. I don't know. I feel like a lot of these people don't necessarily dig into the stuff all that much. They're just like, how do I get the next good joke? And like, it was interesting listening to like his mental process. Like, for this guy, this is a huge fucking moment. He comes from a like shitty background. He's been in prison and stuff. He rebuilt his life to be a comedian and all this. Came up from nothing. And now he's giving the White House Correspondents dinner comedy. And just hearing him explain like what you have to do, because you have to be kind of roasty, but you have to kind of dial it down a bit because you've got like a short set. And you got to get everybody on your side, and so that you can hit them and not lose them entirely. So I would recommend going and listening to that interview because I found it fascinating just from a comedic standpoint. But this first one, I think, was a cringe one, actually. We're going to play that first, and then we'll play some that I thought were pretty good. But this one, cringe.
And also, speaking of drag queens, can we stop with the grooming stuff? Can you stop talking about that? Drag queens are not at a school to groom your kids. Stop it. And even if they were, most of them kids gonna get shot at school. It ain't no problem. Don't grown pass legislation.
So even that, like, I disagree with him, but still, I could, like, okay, there's a lot of issues, obviously. Saying that nobody's there to groom your kids does not make it true. It just doesn't. And you presented zero evidence. I know that this is a comedy bit and not like that's quite a grand statement though, to just say why are drag queens at school exactly? Maybe they're not there to groom your kids, but why are they at school? Why do we need that in public grade schools and junior highs and things like that? We don't. Even if you think it's just an art form, like, do we have juggalos come in and be like, here's how you rap poorly and chug Faygo? Like this. When did drag queenism become like such a mandatory art form that we all have to know about it and embrace it in our schools? Dave, do you have any thoughts before I go on?
Bro, the pivot from that to the murdered kids joke was fucking atrocious. Comedy's all about timing. That wasn't fucking funny. And then the punchline to that was, well, pass legislation. It wasn't like to a room of politicians and media whores and stuff. Like it just felt like I know, dude, this is a corporate event and you got to watch it and it's a big deal for you. But yeah, there is I used to love this shit when the Stephen Colbert would do this during like the Bush era and stuff like that. But in and of itself, like they break kayfabe here at these stupid things where they like get in here, Comedy Central, Fox, CBS, and NBC, and we're all going to laugh together at the plebs. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I thought that was a really awful joke, and I can't believe he told it to that crowd.
I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it.
I thought that was bad. I like disagreeing with you though.
I disagree with him on principle, but as far as if I can put myself in his mindset and he thinks that is the problem and that is the solution, he is at least telling a bunch of politicians and journalists in a room where they can't leave. He's telling them, yo, fucking do your job. Like, I disagree with the job that he's telling them to do, but I like that he's at least being like the punchline being, well, you don't like it. Like, don't groan at me. Like, if you think that's happening, if you are convinced that there are just mass school shootings, like like every single person, all these journalists in this room have been telling this guy for the last forever that school shootings happen on a daily basis. All he's saying is, well, why are you groaning? Do something about it, bitches. Like, I don't know. It's not the funniest joke, obviously, but I kind of respect that he's like knowing the audience and at least poking at them. And he pokes at them even more, which I appreciate. We'll get to now. But let's see here. I don't remember which one this next one is. There's some where they go in directions. They take some turns.
If there's one person that could use a scandal, it's Ron DeSantis. That boy is just running around just passing every controversial law he can think of, thinking that's going to activate voters. That's not how you activate voters in this country, Ron. Everybody know how you do politics. This is America. We don't pass laws. You make a promise to voters, and then you don't do it. That's what the great leaders in this room understand. You know how to make things not happen.
Thoughts on that one? I mean, he does start off on the premise of Ron DeSantis sucks, which I don't necessarily disagree with in some ways, but turning it into just calling the motherfuckers out. Your job is to pretend like you're going to do something, and you all know that.
And it's a joke that they can all laugh at, kind of, because it wasn't directed at a particular like hot button issue of the day. It's safe for them to laugh, and they all kind of know it's true. So that's the sweet spot for, I think, the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Is he nailed it? With that. I mean, you're not going to get much more edgy than that. Pretty based for a White House Correspondents'
Not
Dinner.
bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not the funniest jokes. Still playing it a little safe. But here's one more.
The Trump arrest, it made everybody question what they believe. You thought you leaned one way politically, then Trump got locked up. Everybody started waffling. Put Republicans between a rock and a hard place. Donald Trump got locked up, and for years, all y'all been saying for years, we got to get tough on crime. Trump got arrested. We meant black crime. Same thing with the liberals, too. Liberals was all confused after Trump got arrested. We got to abolish prison. Trump got arrested. Bring back Rikers. I don't know about y'all, but for me, the easiest scandal to follow was the Trump document scandal. That was the one that was easy to follow. It was simple. It's some stuff that's supposed to be in the White House that ain't. And the media, y'all did y'all's job. Y'all jumped on that story. As soon as the Trump document story broke, everybody was down in Mar-a-Lago. We're reporting live from the documents. When I found them. And then we found out Joe Biden had documents too, and it was like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Everybody got documents. Everybody got documents. Mike Pence has some documents. Who care about it? Oh, look, a Chinese spy balloon. Would you look at that?
I mean,
yes, we did do that.
we are bad at our jobs.
Yes,
we are
yes.
terrible monsters. Yes.
Touche, sir. Yes, we did do all of those things.
Again, a room full of the top journalists and Joe Biden, and he's saying, y'all are hypocrites. And they're like, oh, good show, sir. Good show. Absolutely funny because it's absolutely true. So good on him for calling it out at least. And, but of course, this changes nothing because it's a joke and these people will. I mean, this is certainly no Ricky Gervais moment, but I do appreciate that, you know, he called out some people. Now, at the end, he goes on to talk about how he has this big, heartwarming spiel where he talks about how great journalism is because that's how they have to end these things on a high note, how awesome journalists are. But, it's hard to not take note of the fact that Julian Assange isn't in the room, and the one man who could free Julian Assange is sitting about 10 feet to your right. If you want to talk about free journalism and, the value of journalistic integrity, as they always do in these things, as a bunch of hack journalists sit there and pretend like Julian Assange is a war criminal who should be locked up and have the key thrown away. I don't know, like, how baller would it have been if he was just like, hey, Joe, I noticed somebody's missing. Somebody's missing from this crowd.
Oh, that's off limits. I'm sure he got a list. I'm sure he got a list of shit off limits, bro.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mostly, I mean, it's the whole thing was from what I saw was, I certainly didn't watch the whole thing, but it's an elitist circle jerk. It's a bunch of politicians and journalists, like the least honest people in the entire world, sitting down in the same room and chortling at the silly plebs who watch C-SPAN to see elitist, many of them pedophiles, laughing about their atrocities, and it's very strange.
It is strange. I feel like the only reason they still do it is because of whatever tradition or something like that. But there really is like no clearer example of the break of the kayfabe, right? They all year long, they pretend like these guys go after each other and it's rival networks and it's rival politicians and all this shit. And then they just do this thing where they just cheer each other. And like, yeah, we tell jokes, but it's all for fun because we're all on the same team.
Right.
It's just...
Well, this is like the only unity that they have for the entire year. They talk about...
Is it though? Or is it like kind of where they can...
surface level, like...
Sure, yeah.
You know, that you are allowed to see. Like, this is where...
It's funny,
the gloves come off and they sit down and have some drinks together. So.
Yeah.
I don't know, but speaking of elitist circle jerks, let's end on the Met Gala. Now, I didn't look it up, and I'm not going to look it up because I don't necessarily want to know. I'm just curious, and people in the chats weigh in on this. Dave, you weigh in on this too. Does anybody know? I might be dumb, and I accept that, but does anybody here, without looking, know what the Met Gala is? Dave, do you know what the Met Gala is exactly? What do they do? We see like the costumes every year and the red carpet. What is the Met Gala? Is it like fundraising shit?
I think it's a fundraiser at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, right? I don't know. And it's, I don't know when they started.
What are they raising money for?
Kitty cats. Meow.
Don't get ahead of me, Dave.
Sorry. No, I don't know. Human trafficking? It looks like
right.
Maybe.
Yeah, somebody shared the Lil Nas X thing, which we'll get to in a minute, shared that on Twitter, and somebody was like, well, at least there's no kids there. And I was like, yeah, they got them out back in the pizza joint. Like, they're waiting for the after party. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I should be going through some of these fake super chats. If there are any, if you have any fake super chats, we're going to wrap up soon after we talk about this latest Elite Circle Jerk. But while these cats are talking to each other, we will see if we can find some fake super chats. This is Lil Nas X. Y'all remember Lil Nas X? He wrote the K-pop hit, or the children's kid bop hit, Old Town Road for kids. And then he did the next video where he gave a strip tease and a lap dance grinding on Satan's junk. And then he did the one where he was dancing naked in prison with other men banging each other in the shower. And now this kid star is at the Met Gala doing this.
How long did this look take? How long did the look take?
As a guy who likes antics and who likes weird, I just can't, bro. Like, you walk up to me and start meowing in my face with your glittery ass cheeks hanging out, I'm gonna tell you to fuck right off, because like, just, I don't know. If he came out looking like this, maybe cover your ass a little bit, but the look, if he was like trolling the event, I would be for it. But it's more like he's glorifying the event. It's more like fitting with their thing, because it's not just him either. Here's Doja Cat. I don't know if there was a theme for this gala.
Wow. Okay, so something a little different. So what was your inspiration for tonight? Be honest with me and go into detail.
What the fuck is going on?
I love it, dude. No.
In there.
Can you pause real quick?
Yes,
This is what's happening. This is what's happening, bro. All across everything. We have to this is okay, because it's only, there's how many people there? 100. This is for everybody else to see. You need to affirm the mental illness of these people. So the person with the microphone is the everyman. Like, you have to live through that person, right? So you go up to a mentally insane person and you go, "Oh, great costume," and they go, "Tell me who made it." Meow. Oh, great. Say, really love it. So tell me more about it. Meow. Like, so they're playing along with this thing. They're affirming the I don't know. I just think that this is connected, like the blind lady is connected to the other thing that I won't mention. But it's all about affirming the mental illness, and I think that's what it's about at this kitty cat parade.
It's like affirming, as in, like, is it just for the brainwashing mechanism of, convincing everybody that this is? I know that this isn't how people normally act, but why the? Okay, so it's not even just those two. Like, two is just a coincidence, right? 3 is a pattern or something. Here's Jared Leto just in full cat costume. What was the theme that cut, or what was the thing that was said that sparked? And also, if there wasn't like some sort of theme, and all these guys all these cats just showed up, and they're like, "Fuck, there goes my thing." Like, I've got Lil Nas X over here meowing with his ass cheeks hanging out. People don't even know I'm Jared Leto. Like, nobody's gonna care about me meowing because he's over there doing it in full body glitter, and she's got the fake cat face. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with the elites?
Well, to Jared Leto and Lil Nas X are both, at least toying with the dark arts. You know that from their lifestyle. Like, so
I don't know anything about Doja Cat or what that is.
I don't either. But I'm
We're too old
suspect
for
of
that.
this whole event and all kinds of elitist satanic practices that involve all the same stuff. # spirit cooking. # Jeffrey Epstein stuff. That I don't know. I don't trust this event.
Fridays.
Anybody who goes to this event is suspect. That's what I would say. And just the fact that they're kind of using it as like the affirmation of the mental illness in this one particularly. I'm not saying they do it all the time, but even like some of the fashion, it's like, you have to pretend. It's really bizarre shit,
right?
And they'll just pretend no matter what. Oh, this is amazing, and this is great, and this is beautiful, and whatever.
Did you see that one? Did we show it on the show? I don't know if we did, but there's some recent fashion runway thing, and there was literally a person with another person like face down on them. They just got their legs out, like just act like it's normal. Just pretend. It's just so fucking weird. Like, and again, I like weird, but how is this fashion? How is this? What is this other than just attention whore seeking? Like,
dude,
nonsense.
I saw Forrest Mommy said on Twitter. I probably won't get it right, but it was something like make kink underground again. Like, so that's a chick that like appreciates kink and weirdness, right? And exploring sexuality and all that stuff. But I think there's something to be said of like, it was cooler when it wasn't with your beer commercial with transsexuals. Let's just say it was way cooler back then. You know?
Or even like the old gays talk about how they kind of liked it more when it wasn't so widely accepted and it was kind of taboo and it was their thing. Now it's like everybody has to be gay, and maybe that's less fun. Maybe it's not as, I don't know. I can't speak to that, I suppose, but yeah, like if all kink is on full display all the time, what's the appeal? Because wasn't the point of kink to be a little bit taboo, a little bit like edgy? Isn't that what the turn on is in those scenarios? If you're doing it on the street, I don't know. It seems like the fun would kind of wear off. Speaking of which, there was that DeSantis passed some you can't have kids at sex parties law or some egregious outrage. And then
you're going to say like can't have kids, past the age of, or can't have more than what? I was like, what? What are we doing here?
No.
Okay, you can't have kids at a place. All right, got it.
You can't have kids at, it's mostly at like sex shows and like the kinky drag shows and shit. Yeah.
Tyrant. Hashtag give me freedom.
So the I don't have the article pulled up, but the Pride Parade that was supposed to be happening next month canceled because of their outrage about this. So I don't know if that tells you anything when they're like, oh, you're saying that we can't be sexual around kids anymore? Well, fuck it. There's no point in even having a Pride Parade. Like, I mean, that says something to me, and it's not a good look for the old gays, the ones that aren't looking to sexualize children. But yeah, not a good look. Just like
that's the
Doja
thing.
Cat.
I wonder if the gays and the bis and the lesbians, they shouldn't have made the concession to let in the T's and the Q's and the I's and the A's pluses and all the other things. Because, I mean, look what's happening to the WNBA. What's going to happen, swimming and all the other stuff. But yeah, you really screwed yourselves in the name of equality. But like, yeah, you were the ones that
I mean,
really
the whole
needed
thing's
protection.
self-defeating. If you got a million genders, but you're bi, you can't be bi if there's a million genders. I would argue, I don't even think you can be gay if there's a million genders. What is gay if there's a million genders?
Does it even make sense?
It doesn't make any sense. Like, if there's hundreds
Challenges
of genders,
your entire doctrine.
Being gay means what? Liking somebody else
The opposite.
what? Like
the opposite. Same sex, right? So same sex, and then it's or you're
so
trying
you
to
have to find the same like cat gender person. And that makes you gay now.
Right? Oh, fucking insane! It's kind of a binary. Let's just use that word. That's an easy one, right? It's a binary choice.
Yes. Collectivism. And yeah, just the whole like the kids thing of like, if you're a boy who likes to wear dresses, then you're a girl. Like, that's very binary thinking. That's extremely binary thinking. Even more binary thinking than saying, hey, a boy wants to wear a dress. Okay, let him play around and wear a dress. I don't care.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick that doctors, it's like that. They're as good as the doctor who fucked up that blind lady, bro. They're as good as those people, in my view, who would do that.
Let the kids be weird.
Because, I mean, I told you, I met a 40-year-old guy last week who was like, straight, I'm not even on the LGBTQ thing. I just put dresses on from time to time.
Sure.
Like, I'm like,
right.
oh, okay. That's some, I'm like, bro, you're a relic from a
Are there
different
kids
time.
there? No? All right, we're good.
No, exactly. Yeah, he's watching TV, drinking Bud Light by himself. No biggie.
Yeah. So Joey Two Gun says, fake super chat, who's more manly, David Hogg or the Soy Twins? Oh, man. The Soy Twins, if you stack them up and put them into a trench coat, wouldn't have the gravitas of one masculine machismo David Hogg, I don't think.
Oh, he's got law enforcement training.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready.
Who's more annoying to you or more soy, Dave? I don't know, the Soy Twins or Soy Boy? Classic.
I think that Hogg is more like, he's sticking to just the gun issue, and that's kind of, honestly, man, that's the worst thing. Like out of all the issues, like right here in Delaware, they're going hard. They want people to permit to purchase a handgun.
Yeah.
It's kind of infringy.
A little bit.
A little bit. So I honestly, out of all the stuff, like there's so many reasons to detest a Democrat, but if they would just back off the Second Amendment, I would probably back off politics a lot. Like I would just feel a whole lot more secure.
Yeah.
But they're just the worst.
And kids, back off kids too.
Also that. But again, if you protect the Second Amendment, you'll be able to keep civilization intact.
Yeah.
Let me just say that.
Absolutely. Seth Sparky says, fake super chat. Can anyone name a single WNBA team? Okay, then how about some fake ones?
Yeah, bro. The Clams, the Minnesota Clams. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're
Carolina
fucking crushing
Queefs?
it right now. Yeah, they're fucking coming out like this. That's their cheer. One more time.
The Tennessee Twerks.
Those ladies are killing it.
Yeah. I have no idea. I could not. I mean, in fairness, I couldn't name more than a dozen NBA teams either, and I watched it as a child. But WNBA, no, not a single one. Danielle says, fake super chat. There once was a convent full of nuns who would not stop meowing at each other. They would get along in today's society quite well, it seems, and they might even be invited to some award ceremonies. David Fight says, well, first he says fake super chat because technology is hard. Then he says fake super chat. They need something to make people talk about these god-awful award shows. Otherwise, would you even know the Met Gala happened? No, I would not, and I did not know that it happened. Same with all the award ceremonies. If there isn't any outrage, nobody gives a shit. Or if there isn't some weird fucking thing. All I've seen of the Met Gala is 3 people meowing at reporters.
The Met Gala isn't even, I don't think, it's not even an award show. So I honestly appreciate the shit. All they care about is what somebody is wearing and how fucking crazy and outrageous. They don't even show you what's going on inside. That's
Right.
why it's probably fucking...
They don't want you to know.
cooking. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep, I think there was one more here. Maybe not. Maybe that was the last one. Cool. So I do have, speaking of... Okay, I take it back. I have seen more than 3 retards meowing of the Met Gala. I have also seen my favorite celebrity who showed up on the red carpet making his debut, which was the Met Gala cockroach.
Oh! Yes. He's hungry. Get a photo. Get a photo. Kevin, get a photo. Kevin, get a photo.
Kevin, for the love of God, would you fucking get a photo? I mean, is there any better encapsulation of my feelings, at least towards this ceremony, than, hey, get a photo of that cockroach. We got nothing better going on here.
First of all, I love that, and I knew when you posted that you obviously, yeah, this is just beautiful in so many ways. But then I was immediately taken aback by the guy with the Delaware County accent in the back there. Guy sounded like our neighbor,
Kevin, get a photo guy? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's like you didn't sound, I don't know. He didn't have a voice that would lead me to believe you made it to the Met Gala. So I guess whatever, do what you want in life, follow your dreams.
I mean, if it wasn't for that guy, who would be there to tell Kevin to get a fucking photo? Kevin, get a photo.
I feel like that guy probably brought that thing with it. It sounded like
and somebody should do that. That should be. Oh man. If one of you celebrities want to wow me with your fashion, like Lady Gaga, show up to the Met Gala next year in creepy goth attire, and then just open up your dress and a swarm of cockroaches run out into the audience. That would get everybody talking about the Met Gala. It would probably get you banned from the Met Gala, but I am here for it, and that is the level of respect that it probably deserves. So, do it.
Endorsed.
Do it. Well, that's all for this. We got to talk about some libertarian Maj Touré stuff, some spicy things going on the internets, but we're not doing that here. You got to pay for the good spice. No spice comes free. It's like Dune. But
Dan's going to give you the racist stuff for free?
That's right.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's right. And after Maj snubbed me down in Florida and didn't give me the interview that he said that he was going to do, then, I mean, what choice do I have? If you want to find out if that's a joke or if I'm being honest, come on over to patreon.com/The System Is Down and listen to the after party that's going to start here in a minute. But Dave, do you have any final thoughts on any of the cockroaches, on any of the blindness, the Brittany Griners, I don't know, all the things, anything that we talked about today? Any final thoughts, man?
Well, first, If this guy ever calls you a coward, I don't endorse it. I'm not like these other guys. I would never say that about you. So,
I have not called him a coward yet, mostly because I'm scared of him. That's why we're doing that in the after party.
I'm low. He's like 30 minutes from me, bro. Don't fucking do this to me, okay? I'm gonna try and get that interview.
He will show up at your house and slap the shit out of you.
Yeah, he will give his exact location, which will be my house.
He just drops a pin on Twitter and he's like, I'm here, motherfucker.
No, again, I got to applaud you. I want to applaud you for weaving that thread through this entire episode and tying it together. It's a beautiful mosaic.
I love how you see the thread because I'm just throwing shit at the wall and it seems to.
No, but it's
there's too much shit going. There's too much shit going on in the world today that has too much to do with each other. So
yeah. But I love how like they were like, oh, so you're gonna talk about the attack on the Kremlin, and you were like. No, we're going to talk about trannies in sports. We're going to talk about, fucking.
Let me know when the nukes drop, and I'll do one final run here. But
one Dr. Phil episode. We're going to check that out for a little while. All right. So shut the fuck up about the nuclear war potential. Okay.
There's plenty of places of much smarter people on the internet that know way more about the Ukraine war. Go listen to Scott Horton or even Tim Pool, for that matter. Mm-hmm. Many people that will give you better coverage than I will on that. Maybe next week if something comes up, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know anything about it that I don't. What I know about it is some people said Ukraine bombed the Kremlin this morning, and some other people said Ukraine allegedly bombed the Kremlin this morning. That's the story. That's all I know so far. So Thank you.
That's not even fun. Why the fuck would we talk about that? All right.
Yeah, Hector,
but as
shut the fuck
said,
up.
This is a really. He said I think this. He might have said this is the best show on YouTube. So I'll say at least easily top 5. So don't fuck with it. I love being here, dude. Thanks for the chat.
Yeah,
can't
of
wait.
course.
Can't wait to talk about the stuff in the after party. But yeah, in the meantime, follow me on all my accounts. Mainly Dave versus Goliath 1 though, but also at Recalk. That's been converted into a Maj Touré for President 2024. That's my pick, Maj. If you're listening, you don't need to be vice, bro. Just go for the gold. Go for the gusto. Philly.
I don't know, man. I think he'd be a good vice, and I think he'd be great under.
Bro, shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars. You know what I'm saying? Shoot for the moon.
Exotic Touré 2024.
I will consider it.
All right, Dave. Thanks as always, and I'll see you on the other side, man.
Thanks, dude.
And to all of you, go keep the party going in the after party where the party continues, and support the show, share the show, do all the things. It would help a lot, and it would help me do this more enthusiastically if you give me money, or you at the very least go share this on the internet with all your friends and your enemies. I will love you forever, and I'll love you forever anyway, but it helps me hate you less. Patreon.com/The System Is Down. Thank you guys for hanging out for a good long hour and 42 minutes. This is much longer than I was intending, as they always are, but that's what we do here. And then we do it even some more. So come join us over there. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being in the chats. And I'll see you next time, whenever that is. Until then, question everything, stay uncomfortable, be bad, have fun. Peace out.
Welcome to the system. Everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here is how the system. Violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe on your way out and help us change the world one uncomfortable conversation at a time. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, go join the Downers Club at patreon.com/The System Is Down for bonus episodes of the show every single week. Until next time, please continue to question everything, stay uncomfortable, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks.
This has been a Goulash Media production. goulashmedia.net.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.